Hello friends and welcome back. Today we are going to learn about application initialization and module loading in Magento 2. First of all, we will be looking into the index.php file and how this file is responsible for creating a Magento application. This file further uses bootstrap.php that creates various instances of Magento core, and after that we will be going to the Magento's run function, which will be rendering the output on your browser. Simultaneously, we will be discussing about core and custom module loading, where all the key functioning for e-commerce stuff are written by Magento. Now, first of all, we go to our Magento application, and this folder I have installed my Magento in previous lecture. You can see that we have a index.php file, and for legacy purpose, index.php is the file where application points, and our Magento do the same. The first line of code that is executed in index.php file is on line number 22. Here you can see that it further loads a file named as bootstrap.php, and bootstrap.php load further other files. But the key things that bootstrap.php file do is it loads the error reporting. It shows various error based on your Magento's installation or your PHP version. But one key thing that is done here is to load a autoload.php file. Now this autoload.php file is responsible for automatically loading all the internal classes by using composer.json and all the behaviors that resides into your Magento's core modules. This autoload.php file further uses vendor path that returns a folder name only, and here we have a folder name named as vendor. This is why you have a vendor folder on Magento's root, and in this Magento's vendor folder you will have all the core functioning of Magento, all the core modules of Magento that makes it a e-commerce application. So from autoload.php file, Magento has the knowledge that all my core modules resides into vendor folder, and that information is further returned to the bootstrap.php file. Here the instances of various files are created, various functions, various key functions are loaded, and after that the output is further returned to index.php file. Now if we go to index.php, we see that from bootstrap file we call a create function and creates its object and pass that, and further call that create application function and pass a app http class into that. Here we are creating our input into Magento, where we are telling Magento that we need the http type of output further, and all this information is passed, and a $app variable is created, which is further passed into the run function of $bootstrap and with $app as a parameter, and this is the responsible function for returning output on our browser. So here we go to index.php that further loads bootstrap.php and calls various internal functions, load where Magento's core modules and functioning are, and return back to the index.php. Then we tell Magento that I need a app http type of output that I want to show on browser, and then I pass it into the run function, which returns the output to my browser. But in the meanwhile, we have already loaded our core functioning from vendor folder. But if you go to Magento's composer.json file, you will see that you have a class named as autoloader, and you have a file named as non-composer component registration. Now all our composer components are registered using a vendor file. They resides into vendor folder, so Magento has already picked them. But from non-composer registration file, Magento will be picking up all the non-composer modules or our custom modules. In this file, Magento loads various paths into an array, and that iterate over that particular array to load that files one by one. You can see that we have a registration.php file that is the key file for all three type of component: the modules, the theme, and the language packages. So here you see that we have an app app/code folder, and after that vendor name and the module name, and then the registration.php file that will be called. In further lecture we will be creating a folder inside app folder named as Litove, and our module name will be first unit. So our registration.php from this folder will be called. Now after that, if we are creating a theme, then a registration file from our theme is called, and same goes for our language file as well. So this way Magento knows about our custom modules, and this way we decided that our further code should be done into app/code folder where we will be creating our modules. So let's go to the next lecture where we will be learning about core module creation in Magento 2. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.